Welcome to Play It By Ear. I'm your host, Julie Ear. I'm in LA with Latino USA TV, and my guest is founder of Chicano Elegance Foundation and fashion designer, deeply rooted in indigenous culture, and brings a unique blend of tradition and innovation to every garment she creates. She's an immigrant from Peru, and she came at just 10 years old. Coming from a family of fashion creatives, she started her first fashion business in her father's tailor shop in 2001. Let's welcome Elvira Zamora. So we met at our mutual's house at a healing circle, and we instantly clicked.
Correct, because I'm an energy girl, and when I met you and we talked about, well, what does everybody do? And you told me, and I went down the rabbit hole of Instagram. I said, you know what, this is beautiful, and we definitely need to work together.
Yeah, and I loved your fiery personality and your passion for speaking up about the injustices that are happening in our community. So I was like, I love this girl instantly. And she's an Aries, so her fiery personality, I love.
It's gonna work out.
So where does your passion come from for advocacy?
Growing up in the U.S., and honestly, even before that, some people think that the problems that we have are just strictly, exclusive to the United States. But from someone that's lived in another country in Latin America, our problems go deeper than that. So we grew up in a place that is considered low income, poverty, not many resources. And so growing up in that kind of environment, I always saw the injustices. Being a person that is visibly indigenous doesn't help either. And this is not, again, an American exclusivity. It also happens in our countries, where even in our own country, whether it's Mexico or Peru, you are discriminated because of your indigenous. The more white passing you are, the better opportunities, the less discrimination. And so I've always had that in my psyche, unfortunately, even as a kid. So coming to the US, yes, there was a culture shock, but I felt that it was somehow my calling, if you will, to always be that voice that, no, we deserve what we work for. We are just as good and sometimes even better than what you guys are trying to sell us.
So you have a nonprofit, right? It's Chicano Elegance Foundation.
Correct.
So where did this idea come from? Why a nonprofit?
Okay, so the idea wasn't supposed to even happen at all. It just manifested itself. What I started was the Chicano Elegance Gala, because I got tired of seeing no representation of our people in places like Fashion Week. There would be a token Latino or whatever, but then when I saw them on the runway, I didn't see Latino models. I didn't see our Latino voice. I didn't see our color, our patterns, our history, nothing. So I'm like, well, what is this? I don't see it. But yet, you would see our items displayed in Paris. You would see rosarios. You would see, all kinds of different things that belong to us in Paris and London and Italy. I'm like, wait a minute. So you guys can display it on your high fashion runways, but we can't have it displayed on our own because God forbid. So I just got tired, and I kept waiting for someone to throw our own event, and they never did. So in 2023, 23 years later, after I dove into fashion, I said, I'm just gonna do it myself. I wanted to prove a point that we are just as elegant, beautiful, rich, luxurious as what they sell us. And so I just took what I knew, which was Vogue magazines, the Met Gala, and I was like, we can do that. Oh, we can literally, let me just take your recipe, but add some sazon into it. So the Chicano Elegance Gala was formed, and it was supposed to be a one-night thing where I said, I did it, check mark, I proved the point, let's go home, everybody. And it was a great success. And I even created this book called the Chicano Elegance, because it's a coffee table book that displays all of the beauty that happened that night. I mean, you look into it and you see everything that happens in the gala. You will not see this at a LA Fashion Week runway, nowhere else. So I created it because I wanted it. I'll be selfish. It was for me. I did it for me. I wanted to see it before I exited and clocked out of this world. I had to see this visually realized. And thanks to the community, because I could have all the ideas in the world, but without the community showing up and showing out, it would have never happened. So yes, I started it. The community came and made it a reality, and I was happy. I called it a day, it was over, and then people wouldn't leave me alone and said I had to do another one. I'm like, why do I have to do another one? This wasn't fun, it's hard. For anyone that produces events, for anyone that even does anything even of a smaller scale, it is a lot of work, a lot of moving parts. It's not like throwing a barbecue. So I did it for 2 more years. So the first one was in LA, the second one was in Hollywood, and the third was in the East Coast. for the New York and Jersey folks.
Yeah.
And again, these were all call outs. You know, I did it the second year because people said you need to have it back, because what it did for folks is that they were not just felt seen, but they felt celebrated, they felt valued. Sometimes creators, designers, what have you, that are Latino, go to these big events and they just feel like, oh, hi, who are you? And why are you here? And just kind of like, you know. Here at my events, that's not what you get. They look at you, they smile, they embrace you, they hug you, they want to know more. They're like, where do you get your shoes? And oh my God, look at your, outfit. Is it from Oaxaca? It's a different energy. And so it was very emotionally healing for people, and it was very mentally healing. So they said, you have to bring it back, and kicking and screaming, I did. The third year for the East Coast, same thing. They reached out and they said, we have a Chicano population here. I said, no, you don't. I've been to the East Coast many times. I don't see Chicanos. I've seen a few Mexicans, but not Chicanos. So I flew out there and I discovered the car clubs and the cumbiamberos and all these things. So I'm like, oh, you do? So then we did an event. Yeah. So I was like, let's just open this up for you guys so that everybody can see the Chicanos are also here in New York cruising. And now the reason why it's a foundation now is because I couldn't keep doing it on my own. The only person funding this was me, which doesn't make sense. And also my energy, my time, hours, it has to be able to live.
Yeah.
And I was going to burn out. It wasn't going to work. So now we have a foundation. We started in November of 2025, and we're good.
I love it. And how has it changed from when you started to now? Because it's been 23 years. I'm sure it's changed.
Well, it's been 3 years since 2023, now we're in 2026, and it has changed. The course that it has changed is the production, because now that I have a full team on board, now there's people that are handling, the logistics and the, networking, and I don't have to do it all.
Yeah.
So this is why community is important.
I love it. So can you tell me, so your magazine, you just launched your Yoli magazine.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about it? What was your goal with this?
So Yoli is actually short for Yolo, which is a Nahuatl, which means heart. Because when we created this, I did not want to create it I want to be popular. And no, we want to create it because if you are on this magazine, it's because you did something from the heart.
Yeah.
Our cover story is Coyote for Hire. They are a rap duo out of Los Angeles. They're brothers. And they talk, and they're very talented, and they talk about issues. Like, being a father. Also, their father had issues with ICE, and I believe that their father was also deported. So they do talk about issues in the community. So we don't just want to grab anyone or just someone that's popular, because if there is nothing with heart, then it doesn't fit in this magazine. So we want to share the stories, because once again, if we stay waiting for a Rolling Stone or a Vogue to cover us, it may not happen. So we are just going to tell our own stories that are going to live beyond social media and just get scrolled. These are going to live beyond past that.
It's very much create your own opportunities.
We have to.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you're also going to be at a TED Talk in August 22nd, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me about how you got this opportunity? What made you want to do this? And maybe the topic?
Okay, so the topic is going to be something that affects us all. Environment. We're destroying it. Things are becoming very, crazy and volatile, and we have to save it, especially if you have kids, grandkids. We're not leaving anything for them.
Yeah.
So my talk is going to be on environmental issues and how fashion, because I am a designer, my brand is called Thrifts, and we do upcycle designs. Fashion is very important. However, fashion is also contributing to the demise of our planet. So my TED Talk is basically letting everybody know how we could fix it without having to give up our love of style and fashion.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so quickly, I know so you're born in Peru.
Yes.
But your brand is deeply rooted in Chicano culture.
Yes.
So can you tell me, because usually Chicano culture is Mexican American. So what about it did it draw you in? Like, why do you identify with it so well?
I was adopted by the Chicano community. That was not an ask. That was not in the plans. That's just what happened. I grew up in the Section 8 projects in Canoga Park, and so my community was all Chicano. My parents weren't home because they had to work 20 jobs. So I didn't have babysitters. Who had babysitters back in the day, right? The community was my babysitter.
Yeah.
So I hung out with all the Mexican American kids, all the Mexican kids, the Chicanos. So we went out cruising, listening to oldies, paletero, taquero. That just became part of my culture, whether I even wanted it or not. It was going to become part of it. So creating things for the Chicano community is my way of saying thank you. It's my love letter, because without the Chicano community, I would have been lost by myself, not having friends, not having anyone to protect me, all of these things that are like an extended family. And so that's why I do it for them. Do I identify as Chicano? No, because I am Peruvian. But everything that I do is dedicated to them, because I want people to see that they're not just what they say they are. Oh, they're just criminals and they're bums, and no, they're not. I can tell you that, and I'm showing it to you that they're not.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so a little game just to wrap it up. I'm calling it irresistible. So you tell me it's either I'm going to give you a word and then or a topic, and you tell me it's either irresistible. Irresponsible. Okay, so now to wrap it up, let's do a little game. I'm calling it irresponsible. So I'm gonna give you a topic or a word, and you tell me it's either irresponsible or responsible, okay? So the Met Gala.
Irresponsible.
Did you see AOC's dress where she's put "Eat the Rich"? Mm-hmm. Irresponsible or responsible?
Responsible, because we can't let them have peace ever.
No. Fast fashion.
Irresponsible.
Thrifting.
Responsible.
Luxury brands.
Depends which ones. If it's a Latino one, like let's say like a nopalera, responsible.
Willy Chaveria.
It depends. Responsible, because he is putting our name and our culture in places that they would have never even let us inside the door. So that is very responsible, because people are now not looking at us like, oh no, you can't even come. He pushed the way in. Irresponsible only because I believe that what his team should do is connect with the community and see how that could be a collaboration and including our voices.
Yeah.
That's really it, because what he's doing is not wrong. I just feel that they need to include the indigenous community, Mexican community, Chicano community in their decision making and in their process.
And now they're saying they're pricing out the Latino community by charging such a high margin for their clothes. Did you see that topic?
I saw that, but also I'm going to call out the Latino community on that, because y'all got the nerve. You are going to talk about him pricing his stuff at however, but I see y'all carrying Chanel bags, Louis Vuitton bags, and you guys are out here maxing out your cards to carry European brands. So you don't care about paying thousands of dollars for European brands, but you want to talk about this Latino man that he can't do that. So you just want to have swap me prices. Don't do that now, because I've seen what y'all are wearing. Don't do it.
I love that. Okay. Have you seen those eyes out pins in the red carpet? Irresponsible or responsible?
It depends. Are you doing it just so that you could say you did something? Or are you really about that life? I don't know. Sometimes things are performative. So I don't know. It just depends.
The Dodgers.
Irresponsible.
Quickly with that.
Yes.
Okay, beige moms.
I don't know about beige moms. I'm not a mom. I don't know about that world. I am not about that life, so I'm not sure. But I don't like beige anything, if that helps.
So you're like, no. Okay, last. Football jerseys football jerseys for political statements.
Yes, all day, because football is for the people, and I get that. FIFA, coined it, congrats, but you're not going to take that away. And I see that every year they're trying to take more and more away from us. And so the moment that we take it back, like I got this football jersey, but guess what? It's mine because it has a statement or whatever. So yeah, love it.
I love it. All right, so to end it up, if you want to tell us what is next for you, where can we find you, your Instagram?
You can find me at Thrifts on Instagram, thrifts.com, and that's THRIFS. You can also find us on Instagram and all socials on Chicano Elegance, chicanoelegance.com. And if you have any ideas, if you want to reach out, if you want to work with us, please don't be shy. I'm a person. I am not someone that you can't reach out and find. So please reach out and let's see what we can do.
Promote your TED Talk.
And my TED Talk is coming about, again, sustainability. We got to protect Earth. As an indigenous person, the number one thing we do is not about capitalism and how much money we can earn, because you can't take that. What we try to do is honor Mother Earth, and that is the number one important thing in my soul whenever I step out of the house and in the decisions I make. So stay tuned for that TED Talk.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay.